Are you confused about which mods are actually worth buying and upgrading in Mech Arena? There's basic mod parts, elite mod parts, epic mods, legendary mods, and different upgrade costs. If you upgrade the wrong thing, you can waste a lot of rare resources very quickly. So in this video, I'm going to be purchasing 16,000 mod parts, go through the different types of mods, and explain which ones are worth focusing on and giving you some important tips to make sure you get the most value out of your upgrades. But first, let's go ahead and purchase the mod parts. As you can see, it's already an amazing deal, but you know what's even better than that? What's better is that with Aptoide and my promo code SkyMech, I actually get about 13% cashback on every single purchase. So these 48 Canadian dollars worth of purchases that I'm going to be making in front of you is going to give me about 6 Canadian dollars cashback. So let's go ahead and purchase that in real time, and then we'll get to the rest of the video. Let's start with the elite mod parts, and you can see 35 Canadian dollars, and you can also see that I'm getting $4.2 worth of cashback. Part of it, about $1.75, is coming from my SkyMech promo code, which all of you can use as well, by the way. And then the remaining 2.45 is coming from the silver bonus. If it's your first time using Aptoide and my promo code, you're going to be looking at 10%. So right now I'm actually at 12. I kept on saying 13. That's not correct. 12%. But the first time you start, it's going to be 10. Then as you keep making more purchases, you can go all the way up to 25. So let's go ahead and use my credit card to make this purchase. And you can see that the purchase was successful for the elite mod parts. And by the way, since you guys noticed, I did move over from my iPhone to BlueStacks, and the reason is because the Aptoide bonuses, you do need to have either an Android device or you need to have BlueStacks. In my particular case, since I have a PC, or since I guess most of you have a computer or a PC, if you are using an iPhone, you can always use BlueStacks. It's free. You just need to turn on your PC, download BlueStacks, and then follow the steps in the video. By the way, you can find the video in the description of this video. It's going to go through the whole process step by step with you, and you're going to be saving all this money just like I am. So you saw that I got the 4,000 elite mod parts. Now let's go ahead and purchase the 12,000 basic mod parts as well, and then we will proceed with the rest of the video. And you can see in this particular case, I am getting 1.68 cashback. That's 5%, $0.7 is coming from my SkyMech promo code, and the other dollar is coming from that silver Aptoide bonus. Now remember, before you might have seen it was about $4.21 cashback that I had. Now it's up there, it's saying 8.41. That's because the $4.2 cashback that I got from the elite mod parts has been added to my balance. So now I could use this $8.41 to purchase anything else I wanted. And then once I purchase this for 10 US dollars or 14 Canadian dollars, this 1.68 will be added up here. So then I'll have about 10 Canadian dollars worth of cashback that I can use for anything else, right? So once I have enough cashback, I could just select Aptoide balance and make that purchase. So let's go ahead and purchase this too. And there we go. This is also successful. And you can see here, I got that cashback bonus, and we got the mod parts. As you can see, we got the mod parts. If you're interested in learning how you want to save all that money, check out the video that's linked in the description of this video and start saving all that money, just like I am on every single purchase. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to start talking about mods and how you can maximize the benefit that you get from mods in Mech Arena. Firstly, you can unlock mods once you get 30,000 experience, and you can actually get mods for 3-star mechs as well. So there's a little bit of updates that's been going on. Before it was like 6 stars only. Now 3-star mechs can actually get mods as well. So it's a little bit of rebalancing. I know there's been a few changes before I started playing, but now even the 3-star mechs can have mods. One thing that's very important to note is that you are not purchasing the mod per se, you're purchasing the mod for that particular mech. So if you purchased a mod for a mech that you're not going to be using long term, you are wasting the mod parts, because that's not something transferable that's going to permanently stay with that particular mech. So be careful on where you unlock the mods. You're not going to be able to transfer them, and all of the parts are going to go to waste. So in my particular case, I first invested in purchasing all of these mechs before I decided to purchase mods for them. Right, Surge is one of the top mechs out there. I purchased it from the store. Again, using Aptoide, my promo code, I actually saved a lot of money in that process as well. But now that I have a Surge, and I know it's one of the mechs that's going to stay with me long term, it makes all of the sense to start purchasing mods for it. But you know what? I also have Nomad, and I want to show you something really interesting, and it's actually something I should not have done. I purchased a purple or epic mod for this. I did it because there was an event going on, but generally the recommendation for you is not to waste your mod parts on purple or epic mods. You can only use one for each of these slots. It's either going to be the epic or the legendary, or in slot number 8 there's a bunch of different options, but you can't benefit from the epic one once you get the legendary one. And legendary is always better. The stats are better, the layers are better, HP is better, whatever the benefit you get from that mod is better for the legendary. So if you're building a meta hangar, sure, if you want to get some quick benefit, you could do that. But remember, basic mod parts are not only used to purchase epic mods, they're used to upgrade legendary mods as well. So you are wasting your resources by purchasing epic mods. Just purchase the legendary ones, save up for them, purchase them, and then use the basic mod parts to upgrade those legendary mods. So the first two level ups are going to be costing basic mod parts, right? So once you get your legendary mod, the first two upgrades are going to be costing regular or basic mod parts. After that, you're going to be charged the elite mod parts, which are, as you can imagine, extremely hard and extremely expensive to get. They tend to be the ultimate bottleneck, and there's only a few places to get them without paying, and obviously I don't expect all of you to go around paying for them, especially not in this particular place, right? So if you go here in the premium section, you could purchase 2,500 elite mod parts for 70 Canadian dollars, which I think is about 50 US dollars. Don't do that. We just purchased like 4,000 of them for a fraction of that price, right? That was like 35 Canadian dollars versus this one, we paid half the price and we got way more elite mod parts. So wait for that deal. And of course, use Aptoide promo code. You're going to save even more. And that's the right way to do it. So don't purchase these at all. Not from here, right? Get the free ones, log in daily for 3 days, you get 50. The Hangar Showdown gives you 20 every day based on where you are, of course. If you have a lot more stars, you can even get way more than that. Generally, I tend to get 20 consistently. That's a little easier to get. I could get more if I either had more stars in my hangar or I won every single game, which doesn't usually happen. So save your parts for legendary mods. That's number one. If you're taking notes, write it. Okay, so now we're back to our Surge, and you can see that all of the others are empty, but somehow slot A has a legendary mod in it. And I just purchased the mod parts right now. How did I manage to get a legendary mod in the Surge in the first place? Well, guess what? Let's go to our Nomad. And, well, you can see the mistake I've made, but look at the price of this Perimeter ML, 115 elite mod parts. Well, let's go to the others. Perimeter, 1,175. How about Blockade ML, 300, and then Blockade 1575. Now, if you're looking at this and you think like any normal person would, it'd be like, Blockade 1,575, most expensive one, probably the best, right? That's why they're charging more for it. Wrong. That's actually completely incorrect because it's not even Perimeter that's the best. It is Perimeter ML. Now, 115 elite mod parts is better than the 1,500 ones? Well, yes. And the reason is simple. Perimeter ML is a very unique thing. What it does is that it gives you shields with multiple layers. Now, before I get to explaining this, I want to explain that Perimeter and Blockade. The difference is that Blockade gives you a front-facing shield. Perimeter gives you an all-around shield. So it's a total ring-face shield, and therefore if you take damage from any of the different angles, other than of course the top, you are going to get shielded. Blockade is just front-facing, and it has a unique benefit, like if you're a sniper and you're going to be covered from all different places other than the front, Blockade is fine for you. But if you're like me, using a Surge or a Nomad, you can get shot from many different angles. Perimeter helps there. Now, parameter itself is giving a 91% shield. That's a pretty nice percentage. And if you go to parameter ML, it's giving 10%, but 6 layers, so 60%. Now, if you were to look at it from that lens, you might say, well, 60% versus 90%, 90% is better. Not really. The biggest benefit of ML is that ML stands for multi-layers. And the layers in parameter ML work in such a way that while at level 6 it is 10%, if somebody does a massive hit that's supposed to take away 100% of your health, the parameter shield is only going to lose 1 layer. So no matter how big the damage is, if it's a sniper, if it's one of the railgun damages, if it's one of those Gemini rockets, they're only going to take out 1 layer. So essentially, each layer can take out an infinite amount of damage from a single hit. And because of how the game is right now, and there's so many people that are using those one-hit weapons, like EM rifles and all that stuff, parameter ML shields allow you to live way longer than anything else can, right? A single parameter, if you're using that one, 90%, you know what? It might just take out just 1 hit and then it's gone. But this one can take out 6 hits before going out, right? So even though it is a much lesser HP value, it actually helps you a lot more in the current meta. But the other thing, you're only paying 115 elite mod parts. So it's a no-brainer at that point. So let's do something interesting, right? I did say I want to focus on my Surge, and I do, but I want to purchase this one for my Nomad. So let's go ahead and start with that. Boom. We got the legendary mod for our Surge, and you know what happened? The epic parameter ML is now completely wasted because I'm never going to be using it. Now, if you take a look, the first upgrade is increasing the shield HP from 4% to 5%, and currently there are 2 layers, so it's 5% each, and it's costing 455 regular mod parts. Let's purchase it. The next one is increasing the HP from 5% to 6% for each of the layers, but it's also adding a 3rd layer, and it's costing 1080 basic mod parts. Purchase. And there you go. 2 purchases with basic, and then you're looking at elite. And as you can see, 155 for the 3rd one. Again, it's increasing the shield layer and shield HP. But now let's do something else. Let us go back to our Surge, because that is actually the one I do want to prioritize. And let's go here. Canopy shield, 660 elite mod parts, and what it does is that it grants you a single layered overhead shield. And what that means is that if you're getting one of those rockets that come from the sky, or mortars, or any of those sort of damages that are coming from up, your parameter ML is not going to save you from that. For that, you need the Canopy shield. And as it turns out, there's no other thing you can fit in the slot B, so you might as well purchase that. 660 elite mod parts purchased. And the upgrade, as you can see, the first upgrade is again basic mod parts. It's a little higher than the parameter ML, as you would expect, because parameter ML is not just cheap to purchase, it's also cheaper to upgrade. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to increase the shield HP by 3%. 885. Next one is 1180, and it's again increasing it. By this time, it's increasing it by 4%. Boom. And now the next one is going back to elite mod parts. Let's go to slot number C, and I want to talk about that one, Hardened Hull. This doesn't provide a shield, but what it does is that it grants you additional HP. Now you can see the difference. The epic one is just giving us 6% at level 1. The legendary one is giving 19%, and it goes all the way to 57% for the legendary and 17% for the epic. So just take a look at how big that difference is. So what we're going to do is obviously we're going to purchase the Hardened Hull because there is no other option. It's just the legendary and the epic. The first one is increasing a 4% HP, and this actually goes directly to the HP of the mech. Then the second one is a little bit more expensive, 1445 basic mod parts, and it's increasing it by a 5% HP. Boom, done, and we got that through. Now, last one is Galvanic Hull, and it's a little bit interesting in a way that it prevents you from getting extra damage, like from the sides and the back, or double damage, like there's some weapons that do double damage, and damage from ability debuffs. Like I guess there's a burn and all that stuff. And it is pretty expensive compared to everything else we've purchased so far. This is probably something you'd leave for the end, honestly, because the price is so much higher than everything else. You know, Perimeter ML is absolute king. You definitely need that for sure. It increases your survivability a lot. Canopy is protecting the one thing that Perimeter is not protecting you from, which is like damage from mortars or missiles that are coming from the top. Hardened Hull is giving you HP, which is essential, of course, and it is giving a pretty high amount of HP. And then this one is just protecting you from extra damage. It's a good to have, but it isn't as important as the first three. But since I've already purchased enough elite mod parts, we will go ahead and purchase this as well, just in case, right? It does increase the survivability at the end of the day, even though it's so much more expensive to purchase and upgrade, right? So you can see even the upgrades are pretty expensive for this one, but we have the mod parts and this is our main mech, so we will get that. But as I told you before, Perimeter ML absolute king. We are going to upgrade it all the way through. We're going to max it out. Now we have 6 layers of 10% HP, and that makes our surge much stronger. Now, instead of going for the canopy, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the Perimeter ML for Nomad, because I want to show you the Nomad is 4-star and now you are locked in, because to upgrade it to 5-star, you need to make Nomad 5-star too. Right, so that's why I was saying that you are going to be locked in based on the star level of your mech. Honestly, in the beginning of the video, I thought maybe you could upgrade it further, but you wouldn't benefit from it, just like how, you know, the pilot rank determines the implant's impact, but it turns out it actually locks you out, right? So there's that. And you know what you would probably want to do is you would probably want to get the Perimeter ML for most of your mechs. You know what, probably I'm going to skip it for that Walker for now, because his ability sort of wants him to die faster sometimes. So let's skip him. But you know what? You should be prioritizing getting Perimeter ML for most of your mechs, because it's going to take you to the next level and it will help you quite a lot. So let's summarize what we've learned so far. Firstly, you want to make sure that you're using Aptoide my promo code. Everything is going to be way cheaper for you if you are doing that. Otherwise, you're going to be overspending. And you know what? Over time, you're going to be saving a lot more, because your percentage is going to increase, right? I'm at 12%. You're going to start at 10, but very quickly you'll be at 11, and very quickly you'll be at 12 as well. And then eventually you can get all the way to 25% cashback. Number 2, Perimeter ML. It is the most important one. It gives you such a major survivability boost, and you can defeat enemies much faster because you can surge into them. And you know how surge is, right? It just goes ramming into the enemies, stuns them, and even if it takes a huge number of hits while it was getting there, Perimeter ML got you covered. No worries. So that's why Perimeter ML is absolute king. Try to prioritize that in all of your different primary mods. Don't waste your mod parts on mechs that you're not going to be using in the long run. Then, of course, the canopy shield is also very helpful, because sometimes, you know what, you might not get hit straight back or something. You might get hit from the top, right? There's mortars, there's a lot of rockets, there's Javelin Racks that are hitting you from the top. Those things can get through Perimeter ML. So Canopy protects you from that angle. Hardened Hull, absolute legend, because it increases your HP, right? So you survive longer. Then there's a Galvanic Hull, in my opinion, the least beneficial one, but you know what? It gives a pretty decent amount of shield, and sometimes you are going to get hit from those extra damages or side hits or back hits, and it protects you, so it does allow you to live a little bit longer. And remember, never buy epic mods unless you really have to, because you're going to stop using them as soon as you get the legendary version of that same mod. I hope this was helpful for you, and if you liked it, please like, please subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.